What's happening, people? Welcome back to 100% Chelsea. Chelsea have just beaten Cardiff 2-1. Excuse me, I'm completely unsure how. I genuinely have no idea. That was the most undeserved win in terms of a Chelsea perspective I can remember from at least this season, possibly for a while. I don't really know where to begin, honestly. I'm going to begin right at the start with the lineup. I think that's kind of one of the biggest talking points for today. It was a piss poor lineup. I think number one, you're coming away to a team that has a lot to play for. They're in a relegation fight. You know, they're hungry to pick up points, because if they've lost this game, they're now 5 points adrift from the one place above them, and they've only got a game in hand which they need to win. So they're fighting for those points. And so to come to Cardiff with that team, considering our away record, considering how much hunger they're going to have, is terrible. I mean, Alonso playing, he's not a footballer. I don't know what he is, but he's not a footballer. I'm telling you that now. That midfield, Kovacic, Barkley and Jorginho. Ironically, to be honest, he probably took the best midfielder off when he brought Loftus-Cheek on out of the three, and that's not really saying much because they're all piss poor, but Kovacic was just a waste of space. Barkley went from being incredible in Montenegro to absolutely invisible in this game, as he so often does. And then Jorginho was kind of meh, kind of just there. And then no Hazard, no Hudson-Odoi. If you watched my preview I did went out this morning, you would have noticed that I mentioned comments made by Sarri saying that Hudson-Odoi was going to start more often. He made two comments. He made a comment that he was going to be starting the next 2 or 3 games of the 8 we've got coming up in the next 23 days, I think it is. And he also made the comment that he's going to be starting between now and the end of the season around about 75 to 80% of the games. Those are the 2 comments he made. And we're seeing no Hudson-Odoi. Didn't even come on. I think, talking about the lineup, I think it speaks volumes when I'm standing there and I can genuinely see us taking off the entire, we need to take off the entire squad bar Kepa. That's how piss poor we were as a squad today, and how piss poor that lineup was. You could have taken that whole front three off, they're all shit. You could have taken the whole midfield off, they're all shit. You could have taken both fullbacks off, apart from the goal, Dave wasn't really there, and Alonso I mentioned. Same with Rudiger and David Luiz, just poor. But in terms of positives, I think there is only one positive you can go to straight away, and that's Ruben Loftus-Cheek, excuse me. He changed the game. He was brilliant. The minute he came on, he was driving with the ball. It's what we've always seen. We saw it at Crystal Palace last season, for those that watched him. We're seeing it this season as well. Just driving with the ball, taking players on, willing to take risks. Same with Hudson-Odoi when he's playing. It's the same thing. But these players, because they're young, they're not like Willian and Pedro, where they haven't quite got the speed, or they've got doubts about whether they can get past these players. They don't care. They're just going to take those risks. If they lose the ball, they lose the ball. They make a poor touch, they make a poor touch. But they go for it. And more often than not, we're seeing it's coming off. The goal as well, I think Jay mentioned it perfectly in his fan cam in the 2 goals we scored. But for one football, complete opposite of what Sarri's play is, which is quite ironic in a way. And I kind of think that it speaks to the fact that I don't think this win today comes from Sarri's changes or anything. Yes, he brought Loftus-Cheek on, he brought Giroud on, who were both, and Hazard on, all who improved our play. But as Jay said, it's kind of simple stuff. You're bringing a winger on for a winger, you're bringing a central midfielder on for a central midfielder, a striker on for a striker. It's simple stuff. It's what you're meant to do when you're 1-0 down. I was more expecting him, maybe take off Jorginho, bring Hudson-Odoi and go to the 4-2-3-1 we're used to seeing. But as I said, the goals, Route 1 football, taken brilliantly. I think the corner kick comes in, a really good corner kick, to be fair, which we're not used to seeing all that much. Good header, I'll give him praise. Good header by Alonso, and then Azpilicueta sticks it in. Might have been offside, I'm hearing. I haven't seen it back. We'll watch it back at some point, but I haven't seen it back. But hearing offside, and we did get a bit lucky with decisions. We were, getting them rubber the green, I think. As I mentioned, Azpilicueta getting the offside goal, and then we were probably quite fortunate to finish with 11 men. Rudiger probably could have been sent off. I don't know how close Zahor was to the ball. It all depends on that, to be honest. But I think it probably was a red. And then also, I'm hearing, I could be wrong, but I got told that apparently Alonso could have given him a penalty again. 2 away games in a row. I mean, brilliant. That'd have just topped off a perfect performance from him, wouldn't it? But yeah, what I'd say, I think some people have kind of hit the nail on the head today. This at this point just delays the inevitable. I can't see Sarri staying past this season. I can't see with the toxicity in that stadium. I mean, for those there, you would have heard there was fuck Sarri ball. We want Sarri out. Fuck Sarri. There was Frankie Lampard chance just after that. I think that kind of gets an indication of who they want. There was boos when Giroud came on. You don't know what you're doing. All this, and I think it's as someone mentioned. I can't quite remember. I think it was Jay or someone mentioned that Sarri reacted to some of those, and I think it was more of a case of him being shocked, which I've sort of condemned some of the chants in the past, condemned some of the behaviour of fans in this manner. For acting this way, but I can't condemn this, unfortunately, today, from my point of view. I think that Sorry dug his own grave today. I can't. The toxicity maybe isn't needed, but I can't really blame it. As I said, you look at that lineup, you look at some of the decision in game management in the team. We got 1-0 down, it's the same stuff. There's no urgency in the team until Loftus-Cheek comes on, and that's only because he's driving the team forward. Same with Hazard. Hazard at one point is trying to take on 11 men by himself because he's got no one else around him. He's got no one else to help. Apart from that, though, I think the biggest thing for me that I'm worried about with this game is the fact that this was if you watched, I mentioned a few times, if you watched the video I was on in AFTV, I'd go and watch it if you haven't seen it, the Supporters Club video. We talked about top four. I mentioned that Cardiff was probably the only away game we were going to win, and we just about scraped through. That doesn't fill me confidence for United, Liverpool, not even Leicester. Look at the way they're playing. They beat Bournemouth yesterday, 2-0, playing brilliantly. And even home games, West Ham, yeah, fair enough, they're poor. Brighton could turn up, you don't know. And then we've got obviously Sparta Prague. That's going to be a big game in the Europa League, and then we could be going to the final. And if we get one of the big teams in Napoli or Arsenal, even to an extent your Villarreal's, your Valencia's, we're almost second favourites in that based on performances like this. And I think it's annoying because we won today, but the atmosphere is kind of just a mixture of being kind of relieved that we've got 3 points, but just so negative because it's such a piss poor performance. And I think that, unfortunately, particularly with that first half, you look at the squad that was out there, that's probably what's going to come next season. No Hazard. Kante probably will be here. I know he's played down rumours, but no Hudson-Odoi either, and it's just doesn't fill me with confidence. But we'll go into the next game. We've got Brighton on Wednesday. We're going to that game, hopefully going to get 3 points there. We'll see you there. See you on Tuesday for your match build-up show. Peace.